crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadtoroot.com. With your morning horn is the easier sip of just coffee today. I didn't have my chaga. I'm traveling, actually. I posted a Q&A discussion on silver, mainly about industrial buyers, was the questions out of, I think it was in St. Louis. Go check that out at roadtoroot.com. What will Elon do? That's the big question that everybody should be thinking about as silver inventories everywhere are diving into oblivion. Elon Musk needs a hell of a lot of silver for all his businesses. Pretty much need silver and lots of it. So we will see what Elon will do. He ain't no dummy. I would assume he is just loading up on physical silver, probably the silver that came out of JP Morgan along with Warren Buffett. We will find out soon enough, I believe. Also, I really want to give a shout out to the lovely, the talented Miss Litecoin Lisa with her interview of Reggie Middleton on Very DAO. So go to Very DAO. It's called COPA Corruption with Reggie Middleton and Lisa Davis. Lisa did a great job. Reggie did a great job too, but Lisa has learned so much about Veritasium, about patents and what's going on. I think more and more people, if you're interested in cryptocurrencies or you're interested in any kind of what would I call it? Tokenization in the future. Listen to this discussion. It's very, very, very important. And Lisa did an amazing job. So go to I think it's the Very DAO website. Yep, Very DAO, VERIDAO. And get involved. And you don't need to be mad at Reggie. So many crypto people are mad at Reggie because of what he invented. Remember, it's the SEC's fault that Reggie's invention and the American government, Reggie's invention wasn't talked about very soon. If they talked about it in the beginning, if they granted him his patent and the SEC didn't attack Reggie, then everybody would understand what the foundational requirements are for building DeFi, for example. Everybody should have gotten permission through Reggie Middleton. He invented it long before these DeFi companies came out, and he patented it. Let's get this very clear. This is not, some people are saying, oh, it should go to the Supreme Court. Bullshit. Patent law is it's like the patent for the World Wide Web. It's integrated into what we are, and people make money off just the use of the World Wide Web, but you don't see it because it's already integrated. Reggie's technology should already be integrated into every tokenized cryptocurrency. And it will be one day, or they'll just shut the whole thing down. And that might be why they allowed him to have the patent, is to throw a monkey wrench in it. But Reggie is very pro-crypto. And if these CBDCs, if the banks want to use CBDCs, they have to go through Reggie as well. Just keep that in mind, Jerome Powell and Janet Yellen. Especially with the U.S. Mint. I mean, clearly the U.S. Mint is going to some kind of cryptographic identification for each coin with that little space on the bottom. So listen to the interview, listen to the discussion, and we go on. We just keep moving along. Reggie has sued Coinbase for $350 million. And who knows, they talk about briefly the 14,000 customers that might have infringed upon Reggie's patent unknowingly. Is Reggie going to go after the little guys? No. But will he go after the big guys? Absolutely. So check out that discussion. This is number one, world's worst hated person right now is Gary Gensler. And for good reason. He's trying to protect the banks. He's trying to protect the system that the reason that cryptos were invented in the first place was because the corrupt system that Gary Gensler oversees is unsustainable. The whole world knows massive manipulation on every single level. And Gary Gensler is trying to promote that and keep it going. And don't get crypto people pissed off, especially on Twitter. Read through Gary Gensler's Twitter account, all the comments, and you'll say, oh my God, he better start censoring, although he can't. He's a government official. He can't censor, or can he? You wouldn't know. But you go through those comments, and like 99.99% of them are absolutely people hating on Gary Gensler. These are the people that Gary Gensler is supposed to protect, and everybody knows it's a fraud. He's not protecting the people. He's protecting the unbacked fiat monetary system, the criminal banking cabals, the exchanges that are beyond criminal, like the New York Stock Exchange and the COMEX and the NYMEX and all these derivative exchanges that are just such rigorous haven. And Gary Gensler runs cover for that. Remember when Bart Chilton, who Gary Gensler was his boss, Bart Chilton said, yes, JP Morgan was completely and totally offsides on their silver book, but a political decision was made not to prosecute JP Morgan. And then we find out later, 10 years later, that they've been rigging the market for 8 years. And that's 100% Gary Gensler who made that decision, made the political decision not to stop JP Morgan from rigging the silver market. This is just beyond what we should have to endure as citizenry of the United States of America. So get on Gary Gensler's Twitter and tell him what you feel. He is the most hated guy on Twitter right now, and should be. I keep looking at Twitter. I'm normally not a Twitter guy, but this guy, Michael, #SilverSqueeze, Mike Say 98, great data on what's happening with silver. He keeps everybody up to date. There was 0 COMEX silver removed from the register account, which is odd. We'll see. I don't believe any of these numbers are true, but I like the way he makes it easy to read. And he follows a lot of the larger coin retailers. And like, for example, you see right here on Monday, APMEX Gold sold 4,000 ounces of gold. That's a lot of gold. And that silver is just going crazy lately because silver only goes up. The silver sales only go up when the price goes up. I know it's the inverse of what you think. You think silver go down, people would buy more. Nope, that's not the way the world works, especially in the rigged markets. So absolutely, silver price is going up, silver sales are going up, and this is just, APMEX is just one of the large dealers. There's a lot of them. So check that out. Go to Mike Say, Mike. It's at Mike Say 98. Silver #SilverSqueeze. Great job, Mike. You're doing a good service. All right, I was looking at some of the SLV discussions. SLV finally, SLV was rising in inventories for the past couple months, and finally they had a $3 million drawdown yesterday. That's SLV, which is run by BlackRock, one of the prime riggers of silver, along with JP Morgan running the inventory as a prime rigger of silver. So I don't trust those numbers at all. They might have that silver, but it's all rehypothecated, meaning other people own it. They sell it 5 times, and you have 5 owners of that actual silver in the derivative market. So that's what's going on. But I keep looking at this top investors, iShares, silver stock, the people who are holding it. I keep watching these guys. Private Advisor Group, the number 2 guy. These are the guys in the first quarter of 2001 during the squeeze. They bought 191 million ounces. That's one third of SLV. You didn't hear about it anywhere other than on the road to Ruta. And then they got rid of those positions. They might have taken delivery. I think they have, because back then there was 600 million. Now there's about 500 million. So at least some of it was taken delivery. And they last quarter just jumped up again. And it should be, I think the middle of this month they have to declare again. I think this is going to rise again. So keep an eye on this. And this right here, 191 million shares they had at the end of the first quarter of 2001. That's a massive amount of silver. That's 1/3 of SLV, and nobody's talking about this. So keep an eye on that. The current largest holder is Susquehanna International, and notice these aren't banks, by the way. Down here, UBS is a bank, and by the way, keep an eye on UBS's credit default swaps, because their big partner in derivatives is Credit Suisse. Let's take a look at that. Meanwhile, over at Lehman Suisse, what do credit traders know about the equity traders that equity traders are ignoring? While equity prices had risen for the past 2 days, dragged higher by the market's melt-up. Credit Suisse credit risk continually to wide dramatically. CDS trading at around 373 basis points. Look at that jump. This is to insure any debt that you hold that is Credit Suisse's debt. Look at that jump. Last time this shit happened was back in 2008. So get ready. Here we go. And one of their biggest counterparties is UBS, and they're having the same problem. Like I said, once one too big to fail goes, everything goes. Everything. Your checking account, your savings account, everything. That's why you have to have your assets in your own possession. UBS credit default swaps hit decade high after Credit Suisse blows out. And then you're going to see Bank of America, JP Morgan, everything is going to go. As a matter of fact, you want to see in the U.S., these are the banks that are the highest derivative holders. Obviously, JP Morgan right now with 57 trillion, with a T, trillion dollars. And I know it sounds crazy. They only have like 3 trillion in assets, yet they're making side bets of 57 trillion. Goldman Sachs, 49 trillion. Citibank, 45 trillion. Bank of America, 22 trillion. But just keep going down. I mean, the top 8 are all in the trillions. Then US Bank, PNC, HSBC, Wells Fargo, Citibank, TD Bank, Northern Trust Company, even the trust, even the everything will go. Everything will go. Even these little bizarre banks have 71 billion. Manufacturers and Traders Trust Company has 70 billion in derivatives. This is just crazy. All of these are going to fail. Every single one of them. Look at them all. Why is this allowed? Because they wanted to allow everybody to get in on the crash. When they want the crash to go, they want anybody with derivatives to be wiped clean from the planet. Goodbye. Look at all these. I mean, we're still in the millions down here. This is like hundreds and hundreds of derivatives that hundreds and hundreds of banks. Let's look. Let's go to the bottom of the list. Those are all zeros. Hang on. Is it over 1,000 banks that have derivatives? Yep, there it is. Here we go. It is the total banks with derivatives is 1,252 banks that are looking at failure. Even the People's Exchange Bank, right there at number 1,252, has $1,000 in derivatives. That will be gone as well. Not because the $1,000 is going to hurt them, is because everybody's going to be pulling their money out of the banks as the banks default. And we all know how banking works. It's a fractional reserve system. For every dollar they have, they lend out 9. When they don't have your money, they think it's their money when you make a deposit. It is their money because you have taken on the risk of somebody else holding your money. Get your money in your own pocket. Anyway, that's just a quick update. Make sure you join the private road. Amazing stuff here. A great discussion about with Crypto Viewing Dick Allgaier, crazy remote viewing session on the notch, the Silver Eagle notch. What is it for and why was it done? And then what's happening in the background of the U.S. Mint, that criminal U.S. Mint. By the way, let's take a look at the U.S. Mint and see if they've posted the 850 yet. 850,000 Eagles is what their target is when they should be making 5 million every month. They've been targeting 850. I don't know if they posted it yet, but let's take a look. Nope, it's still at 833. Look at 850, 850. This is illegal. According to the U.S. law, as codified by Congress. Congress said the U.S. Mint has to make Silver Eagles in quantity to meet demand. It is a law. It's not something that Joe Biden, signs as a presidential decree. This is a law. Ventures Gibson and the U.S. Mint are breaking the law. And there are rumors that they've stopped making them for October, November, and December. I don't know that. But something is going on at the Mint. Anyway, you want to learn more, go to roadtoroota.com and subscribe. Click subscribe today. And we are giving away the coolest silver coin ever, at least for now. Once silver breaks $30, we're not going to give any more away, and that's it. So make sure you get yours today. We don't sell them. We give them away with a 1-year subscription or renewal. Go check that out at roadtoroota.com. I'll talk to you guys later.